Hi, it's Mrs. Charville. In this tutorial, we will be learning how to create a video in Adobe Spark Video. To begin, we're going to click on the plus button up here to start a new one. I'm going to go to Start from Scratch in the upper right-hand corner, click on it, and go to Video. If you have a title, you can enter it here. I'm just going to call it Book Trailer and click Next. I'm going to start from scratch, so I'm going to start down here where this red button is at the bottom of the screen and click on it. If you'd like, you can watch this tutorial that should pop up. I'm going to click OK, I'm ready. And here is the basic menu for the Adobe Spark Video. We're going to begin with adding a picture to make our background. So I'm going to click the plus button and go to Photo. Here you can upload a picture or maybe a graphic you already created in post and downloaded, or you can find free photos. It's important to use the free photos, so if it was ever published, you have the rights to share it. Let's go to Upload Photo, and I will use my three little pigs again. The reason you might want to create a graphic design in post first is because it has more options than Adobe Spark Video. I'm going to add text by clicking on the plus button in the center of my image. And click text. I'm going to write the word suspense. This is a suspenseful time. At this point, I have the option to make my text larger or smaller. Let's go over to theme and see if it lets me change the color. It changed the style of font. It's not letting me change the color of the text like I would like it to. I learned that in the full screen layout, you cannot change the color of the text. However, if you go to Caption, it moves it to the bottom, and this is where you can change the color of the text or the text box. Again, this is something that you would have to play around with to figure out what looks good on your photo. I like this one, but it's a little large. So I made it smaller, and now I'm going to try to move it. Let me click off of the picture, and now I have a hand and I can move my text box and put it where I would like it. Okay, I'm going to start a new slide. So I'm going to go down here and click on the plus button on this new slide in the lower left-hand corner. And I'm going to add a photo. This time I'm going to upload one that doesn't have text in it already. We're just going to go with a plain brick wall. Now I'm going to go to Layout. I want to show you what something with a split screen looks like. Okay, on the split screen, we can either put text on this side or add another photo. I'm going to add text. My last photo had too much going on, I thought. So we're going to just type suspense here. I'm going to make that a little bit smaller by clicking this T-. I don't like how the word suspense is all the way on the side of this text box. I now have a hand, so I'm going to click on it and drag it, and look at the guidelines. I'm going to try to center on those guidelines. I like the look of this a lot better. Now I can talk about the brick wall instead of having a caption. To talk about the brick wall, I would press and hold this microphone button. You have up to 30 seconds each slide to narrate it. If you do not narrate a slide, the longest it can be shown is 10 seconds. Let's take a quick look at the rest of the layouts. We've seen what caption would look like. There is also a title and text feature. You can have the title in one box and you can make that bigger, and then add additional text here. Will the brick wall stop the wolf? And again, you can make that smaller or bigger. There are only 4 layout options available in Adobe Spark Video. Take a look at the themes, and you can play around with these to see which one you like best. There are multiple colors. And notice it changes the font sometimes. See how Sage is written here differently? And our word becomes like that. There's also the option to resize from widescreen to square. We're going to stay on widescreen. Lastly, we're going to click on the music button in the upper right-hand corner. You're going to notice that music has already been turned on. If you click the preview button, you should hear music being played. If you want to turn it off, click music on and it'll go off. To turn it back on again, click the music off and it turns it on. This is how you adjust the volume. Obviously, if you're narrating, you don't want the volume very loud. You want your voice to be heard. These are all free to use options. You may add your own music. However, for the purposes of your project, you probably should stay with this free to use music so you do not have copyright infringement. Now that you know how to change or add music, we're going to go back to layout. To continue to add slides to your presentation, simply click on the plus button on a new slide in the lower left-hand corner. You can also move your slides around by clicking and dragging. You don't necessarily have to create your slides in order. When you have completed your presentation, you can preview it here to make sure it sounds good. I'd like to take a moment to review how to narrate your slide. To do so, you're going to click and hold on this microphone button, and it will start recording your voice. You have up to 30 seconds to narrate a slide. If a slide does not have music or a narration, it can only last 10 seconds. If it has one or the other, then it can go up to 30 seconds long. I would play back my recording for you, but the sound does not come through clearly. When I played it back, the music was too loud, so I needed to go to music and turn down the volume. When you have finished creating your video book trailer, make sure you preview it, then click share or download your project. I would like to remind you that it's important that you get your information in first, then start worrying about all of the little details and making things the way you would like them to. For example, I can see that this slide does not work. You can't read the information, so a split screen would probably be better. Because of that, I lose the title, so I would just have to edit my text here. These are the details you need to worry about later. Get your information in first, then make it look fancy.